The year unfolded, he continued to make significant changes with global repercussions.
I've come here to Cairo to seek a new beginning between the United States and Muslims around the world.
While Obama still enjoyed huge support, back home the honeymoon was over as he faced a struggling economy and growing resistance to his handling of the war in Afghanistan and his controversial healthcare plan. The number of things which the Obama administration is trying to cope with is just truly frightening. How this guy goes to bed at night and wakes up in the morning without falling apart, it's just absolutely phenomenal what he's trying to do. As for me, despite the loneliness, I was beginning to settle into life here in Washington. Vincent, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
How have you been?
I've been doing very well.
So it's been a while since I've been in to see you. I'm always nervous when I see a black brother cutting my hair. By the way, is Playboy the normal reading for the barbers, is it?
Well, some guys, they can't read it at home, so they have to come somewhere and read it.
Right, yeah, Vincent.
Galway.
You're from Galway?
Yes.
I don't believe it. How are you doing?
In the time that I've been here, it's amazing the number of people who are coming over from Ireland and bump into you in the street. So I've said this before, journalists have all got egos. We're in the business, okay, we're reporters or working for newspapers, that's what it's about. Yeah, it's recognition, doing a good job.
Bye, take care, all that's bye.
But, I mean, am I moping every day because I'm not being recognised in the street? The answer is no.
This, at the moment, is my image of Detroit 2009.
Well, we're working to change it. The easy thing to do would be to quit. That would be simple. Matter of fact, a lot of people have. We've been able to remove over 250 of these abandoned properties. So we've helped 1,000 families in one way or another. That's a lot of people.
Let's have a look here. I won't go in. It's probably dangerous, is it, no? It's estimated that Detroit has more than 70,000 abandoned houses. The city says 1 in 4 homes will be unoccupied next year if this trend continues. Should really be helping, I suppose. This street is now deserted except for 2 single-parent families, the last remaining residents. Things are so bad, they take turns sleeping night and day to watch over their kids and their homes. So what you're telling me is you're so scared for your kids that you're locking them in like caged animals to make sure nothing happens to them.
Yeah, and I stay up all night, don't I? And watch us. I'll go to sleep. They don't bother me during the day, and they be up in the daytime watching the kids, but they know I be asleep.
So you do turns?
Watch out for shifts. Watching out for one another.
My God.
Because they sit right there by my house. And they do drugs. So we just like it's not there because we're afraid to look them dead in the face. And that ain't no way to live. Nobody should have to live like that. And
I wish every abandoned house could be either fixed up or knocked down.
So do you think it's a good idea that these guys are knocking these houses down?
Very. They're going to get blessed for that too, get some blessings.
I think the only reason I haven't been robbed is because they assume I'm carrying a gun. Because everybody here is carrying guns. It's crazy. Like, you just have to keep your wits about you all the time, even when like at traffic lights. And that doesn't help, I suppose, that I'm driving this kind of car. You know, I don't know.
A young Irish boxer with first-hand experience of Detroit is Limerick's own Andy Lee. Is this a good neighbourhood or a bad neighbourhood?
This is a tough neighbourhood. The gym's down the street. Yeah.
Andy moved here 4 years ago to train with boxing legend Emmanuel Stewart at the world-famous Kronk Gym.
You better be careful.
I'll run, okay.
I'm with you. So this is the most important thing, is it?
Well, it's the foundation. If this doesn't work, if his heads are busted up, nothing else is going to work. It's like a gunfighter that don't have a gun.
How many world champions have gone through your hands?
The last count was 39.
Do you think of a few more to go through your hands?
Yeah.
Is it fair to say you think that this guy can make it?
Andy Lee is the best middleweight in the world today. I'm just very frustrated that he's not getting an opportunity to fight for the middleweight championship of the world. But he is the best middleweight in the world.
And he's from Limerick.
When I'm in Ireland and I say I'm from Limerick, the people around the country, they say, oh, Limerick, this and that, you know. And when I'm in America and I tell people, well, I'm from Detroit, and I get the same reaction. So I'm used to it, you know. I know there's good and bad everywhere, and look, it does so much for people, you know. Boxing keeps young kids off the street, and especially in tough cities like this, you know, all over the world. How many world champions have come from tough neighbourhoods, and if they weren't boxers, they would probably be lost to the streets. So boxing does a lot for people, and it gives people a life, and it gives people a purpose.
You come from the tough area of Detroit, do you?
Yes, I do.
Tell me about where you come from.
The neighborhood I come from, you know, it's very ghetto. It's like the slums, you know. It's very ghetto, but I always surrounded myself around the good people in that area, the ones that wanted something for me, you know. I had bad friends, a lot of them are in jail, some of them are dead, but
some of your friends are dead?
Yes.
How many of them are dead?
In the past 2 years since I graduated from high school, at least 10. So we moved ourselves out of the neighborhood. Now we stay in a suburban area. You know, it's very nice, you know, and I just kept myself in the gym away from those guys.
Do you think that someday that you could be a world champion?
Yes, sir, I do. Because I'm very confident, I'm very hungry with the sport. I keep myself motivated. I look up to guys like Andy Lee.
Can I ask you a question, and you needn't answer it if you don't want? Were you ever in trouble with the law?
No, sir, never. Never got caught.
Never got caught. Back in Washington, things were quiet, with the Irish economy still dominating the news back home. Anthony.
Hiya.
Mr. Bird here, your Washington office. Is there anything that jumps out of you guys at the moment that I should be doing?
No, we were really talking earlier about Obama came on doing a speech, and we were just saying, you know, you can't be put on the list every day.
No.
So, I mean, from that point of view, we were saying, no, there's no point.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
You know, not every day,
no.
But I don't know what else.
Okay, Anthony.
Right, okay.
Talk to you, sunshine. Take care, bye.